Hi. If you're here with me early, stand by. I'm going to go ahead and share the link around so everyone can get here and find their way. And we've got about 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and get started. You just see me looking for my glasses. I couldn't find them. They were on my shirt. Okay. Welcome back to day 10. Let's see if I can help people get here. Happy New Year. There's a lot to talk about, y'all. A lot. So bear with me while I get it together and make sure that everybody's on page with us. Normally, I post the actual video on my channel, but I didn't do that today. So if you had a hard time finding me, I apologize. There's a lot going on, guys. Oh yeah, it is there. Okay, good, excellent. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I am going to post the link there over on YouTube. On Facebook for our Living Sugar Free. Over on YouTube. On Facebook. For our Living. That's me echoing because I didn't pause it before I went there. Sorry. I got like 2 minutes, so I'm just going to help everybody out right quick, and then we're going to focus and get into what we're doing. Okay. It's a lot, you guys, trying to produce and direct and talk and all that. It's a lot for one person to do, so just bear with me one moment. And I don't say that to discourage anyone. If you're thinking about doing this, by all means, it is doable, it is possible, and we will help you get it done. It's not impossible. It's just a lot. Gotta have a little bit of patience. Did you guys see the live talk that we did yesterday on Greta Von Kirchman's show? It was really good on compassion. So if you didn't see that, be sure to go and take a look. It's on a Facebook Live. And that's called Earthling Conversations. So you can also subscribe to her YouTube channel. And of course, you can find references and links to all of the awesome people and things that I talk about on Better Me Inc. Or TXNL. If you're well connected, then you shouldn't miss a thing, you guys. I'm starting to notice that people miss things, not because we're not sharing them, not because we didn't give anybody a heads up enough, but because they're just not paying attention. So I'm going to do this really quick, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the video. All righty, it is 11 o'clock, and thank you so much for joining me. Good morning. This is Andrea Raquel, the Sugar Free Coach, and you are tuned into Andrea in the Morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are around the world and at whatever time you happen to be listening. Again, this is Andrea in the Morning, hashtag AITM. Please do like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Tell a friend. And let's spread the word and try to help as many people as possible all the time, not just one day, not just on Giving Day, but every day. Let's try to do one random act of kindness, share something across our network that's good, and try to help others to be um, inundated with quality information and positive sharing, you guys, because it's a lot. You know, social media is a lot, and there's a lot of negativity out there. Not even so much just always negativity, just as so much so as, you know, just things that aren't necessarily fruitful and you know, helpful to people. Um, I'm just sharing right now, just I was gonna do a Facebook Live, you guys, just because this is kind of like a follow up on the tail end. We're on day 10, but I decided to just, you know, maintain consistency. We are going to be editing these videos, and you know, I just gonna make it easy for people, as I just realized I needed to do that because people have a hard time sometimes. So that's kind of like along the lines of what we're going to talk about today. Um, it's a lot, you guys. So bear with me one moment. I'm gonna check my sound one more time. You'll hear the feedback. There you go, because I don't have my headset connected to there. I have connected somewhere else. So that I want to make sure I share with you. And if you were with us for day 1 through 9, then this is a continuation, but we're also going to kind of like, you know, update people who weren't with us through all of that. Okay. So it's kind of like a recap. Now, if you haven't been with us for day 1 through 9, then this might be a little new for you. And if you think I might have gained a few pounds, I really did. My cheeks get a little fat when I gain weight. So yes, I actually gained some weight, you guys. I always tell people like I'm a permanent size 4 and can't gain weight if I wanted to, but in actuality, I kind of exaggerate a little bit because I'm so hard on the whole sugar-free thing, and I try to be so consistent and good about my diet, not because of looks or weight or anything, but because of health reasons. But guys, it's January, and y'all know what happens in November, December, January. So as I tell y'all all the time, I am no fanatic. If you put some macaroni and cheese in front of me at Christmas time, I'm going to eat it. So let's see. Over the past 3 months, I've had macaroni and cheese twice. I had stuffing like 3 times. Let's see, what else did I eat that I don't eat? I did have a little bit of ice cream too. Chocolate chip cookies. Um, you know, it's my birthday, so you know I had some cake and muffins. My mom like had these like disgusting, ridiculous good muffins where they're like a cornbread muffin, but then they have chocolate chips down in them. Yeah, so yeah, I think I might have gained like a pound or like 5. But that's not a lot to some of y'all, but to, you know, some people that's a lot. It makes a difference. It's the difference between seeing like, okay, so you see how like you can see my muscle and you see how this is like, if you go back and no, I'm not seriously not exaggerating. If you go back and watch the first episode and you saw me doing this, because I always raise my arms. That's why my arms look like this, even though I don't lift weights. But you'll notice indentations. So you can tell the difference when I'm skinnier. So just so you know, like this is a big deal to me because a lot of people think that I'm fanatical, and so they don't want to listen to what I'm saying. But then the holidays roll around and cold weather rolls around and people are sick. People have bronchitis and they have upper respiratory infections and they have colds and all kinds of other stuff. So, you guys, the reason I'm talking about this is not to beat anybody over the head. I'm not trying to beat anybody over the head. I just have to be honest about what I know is right because otherwise, I'm not doing my part. So, it's kind of a little frustrating to me. You know, not like, I mean, everybody wants people to listen to them, but I'm not like sitting around licking my wounds because people don't like me or because nobody's listening to me. Trust me when I say I'm not doing that. But I get a little frustrated when people who ignore me turn up with the same issues that I've been talking about for 10 years. It's like, come on, people. Like, is your dislike for me bigger than your desire to want to be healthy. Like if you have like a diagnosed illness and you're overweight and you have like an upper respiratory infection or bronchitis and you know the sugar-free coach, I'm just going to go ahead and say shame on you and call you a hater. Because if you've known me for like 10 years and you like, keep me at a distance, like treat me with a long handle spoon, I probably rubbed you the wrong way. I probably said something you didn't like or whatever. You just got haterade on you. It's all good. No harm, no foul. Time passed, whatever. I'm not mad at you. But please, for all that is good and lovely in the world, don't be a person walking around talking about, ooh, love and light, and we're going to change the world, and we're going to save the world, and we're going to help the world. But in your own personal life, you are walking around with diagnosed illness, you're overweight, and you got upper respiratory infection. And I've been talking for 10 years about how you could avoid all those things. I don't have an upper respiratory infection. And I told y'all, I used to be sick all the time. For like 20 years of my life, I stayed with a cold or upper respiratory infection. Why would you know someone like that and just ignore everything they say and then just every year you just keep getting upper respiratory infections? Y'all, come on, people. Seriously, this is getting ridiculous. It's like to the point now where I'm like looking back because I do this. I used to be really good at it because I focused my time differently. Always following people back, paying attention to what people post and tweet, clicking on it, sharing it, clicking like. Then I got a little more better steward of my time. And I came to the point where I'm like, Andrea, you're an introvert. It's okay that you're not like, totally active in social media. That's not who you are. So I don't have to pretend to be that. And people who are connected to me, other influencers, people who have been my friends for years, if they pay attention at all, they know that about me. So they're not going to get offended. So if you fall off of Twitter and don't tweet for 3 to 6 months, I'm going to unfollow you because you're taking up space. You shouldn't be offended by that when you show back up, in 8 months and start tweeting and go, oh, well, she unfollowed me. I'm going to unfollow her back. You should know better. You should know, oh, Andrea's an introvert. She's an Aspie and she can't keep up on all that. So let me follow her back or tag a post and click like, and I know her. I know she'll see that I'm active again and she'll follow back. If you don't know me like that, it's because you haven't been paying attention. And if you're an Aspie like me and you haven't been paying attention, cool, whatever. But if you're just like salty and mad because you think that I was just ignoring you, get over it, you guys. And if you don't understand why and how you should, it's a perfect segue for me to introduce that. Yay, it's out. We've been talking for, yes, let's shut down that. Shh, don't think about it. Anyway, we've been talking for like, golly, how's it been? It's supposed to be 10 days. But it really has been more like 20. I don't know exactly. I would have to go look and see exactly how long it's been. But I started this 10-day journey. And then before I got to the 10th day, I was like, I don't want to finish this before the book comes because then I'll have to start over. And I really wanted to finish the 10 days with the book in hand so that I could say, hey, you guys, go get your copy on Amazon.com. If you go to sugarfreecoaching.com and you go to the top and you click on, it's on several places. Actually, on the very front of the page, it says Get Living Sugar-Free Revealed. Then if you go to the top and click on like rights and drop down, it's there. And then if you go over and click on refers, then you'll see my Amazon influencer page. They have those now, by the way. If you're on Amazon and you do reviews and stuff like that and you don't know if you have an Amazon influencer page, it's really cool because Facebook and Twitter and all these other sites have been really difficult about giving us our influencer tags, even though we deserve them and we kind of like help to kick off social media. If you're not a celebrity on television or regularly, because a lot of us have been on television too, but if you're not on television regularly and you don't have 800,000 followers, then Twitter or Facebook is not likely to give you your green or blue check mark. Now, Facebook has given us the regular check mark that shows that we're verified and that they actually know who we are. So anyway, I got my verified check mark on Amazon. So that's very cool because they did it the right way. They actually grandfathered people in. So if you were like on Amazon forever as an influencer and you're like one of their founding influencers, they went on ahead and automatically gave you your influencer check mark when they rolled the program out, which I think is really, really commendable. It speaks to Amazon and how they value their influencers and what their intentions are. In my opinion, if you launch a business or an app or a website and you totally disregard the influencers and the people who help you grow it, that speaks to your intentions and your integrity. So, I'm just saying, I like when people do that. So, yes, okay, so this is out. And so we've been talking about the different chapters. We went through all of them, and I shared with you some helpful tips that will help you avoid some of the pitfalls and some of the obstacles that I had to go through because we didn't know then what we know now. And some things that maybe I did know and did one way, but now I think it's a better way to do it or whatever. So we went over a lot of that. Everything from, golly, government to finance. We talked about banking, real estate. We talked about a lot of stuff, you guys. Talked about relationships and dating apps. We talked about social media. I shared a little bit about publishing. And today's day, actually, this is a different paper. And I don't even know if I have the other one, but that's okay because I don't need it anymore. But today's day is different. So today is really more about social media influence. Um, and that's really the last chapters, but it's also about living sugar free, revealed, the actual book, and living sugar free in general, the brand, as well as TXNL. So all of those topics kind of merged into one. We've touched on all of them throughout the series. So this is really more so of a recap and more in depth. And I want to tell you how you can get your signed copy if you haven't already. So, yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, that was a perfect segue to let you know that the book is out. A lot of the stuff that I've been talking about over the years, it's in here. Like why I know the thing and why it's a big deal to me and why I rant and rave and harp on certain things. It's in here, the story, the explanation. And so if you are a person who, whatever, I rubbed you the wrong way, as I said, and you can't see my little Superman thing, you guys, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you guys off from seeing it good. So, because that's not a good headshot, right? But today's, very casual, and I didn't really want to make a big deal out of it and make it all formal and stuff. I just really wanted for the people who were paying attention to be able to come back and have this follow up. So, first of all, if you haven't gotten this yet, you can, as I said, you can go on my website, you can click on the links, and you can order your copy. Don't buy the ebook first if you plan on buying the paperback, because if you buy the paperback, you get a discount on your ebook. If you want a signed copy, I am going to be making some free ebooks available, but I run contests. To be honest with you guys, I could care less if nobody ever reads this book. I really, really mean that. And the reason, is because you know, it's exposing. I feel naked, So like if there was a way that I could go on in my brand and continue to speak and teach and do whatever I do, nobody ever read this, I would be perfectly okay with that. But not only that, there are errors, I've been reading it myself. I'm on this is actually my first time going through the whole book and reading it without editing it. So that, you have to put on a different hat to that and like sort of read it like it's someone else's. And I mean, it's pretty good if I do say so myself, but there are errors, there are typos I got to go back through, which, like you catch all the spelling errors, but you don't catch typos that aren't obvious. Like, it could have been a different word, or, maybe it could still make sense with that word in it. So, these are things my editor would not have really caught on to. So, all of these things are things we have to deal with when we publish something. And, you have all these voices in your head, and you just kind of have to tell the voices to shut up and don't worry about it. So what? I can't spell. So what? I'm not a good writer, whatever. I'm going to do this anyway because I feel like that's what I'm called to do. And I did that. And I've been doing that for some years. So it's really kind of funny when someone is sick and I've given them solutions to not be sick, but because they're mad at me and don't like me, they're completely ignoring all the solutions I'm giving them to be sick. You guys, that's why anger and frustration and jealousy and unforgiveness is, you're damaging your own self because you're sitting over there on the other side of the world with your diagnosed illness and you're overweight and you got bronchitis, and the person with the solutions is sitting right on the other side of the world and has extended you an olive branch multiple times. I know the people who don't like me. I remember people who've called me names. I remember, you guys might think I'm so Pollyanna that I don't remember the harsh things people have said to me over the years. I remember. But just because I chose to forgive you and get over it and not hold a grudge, like you can't get past the guilt, or your ego won't allow you to be humble and be nice to me or whatever. Or the other day, you guys, when you read the Weird and Scary chapter, the person that chapter is about got angry with me the other day and blocked me on Twitter. Why am I even following this person on Twitter if I hold a grudge? Why? Because it's unfruitful. It's pointless. For what? I don't even know this man. I've never met him in person. Never. So why would I have, or why would he have such anger towards each other? It's ridiculous. But in my naivety, I got like a tweet that he sent out, or it was a direct message that he sent out, and I got it like 5 times. So in my naivety, I tweeted about it and was like, hey, happy new year. I hope you and your wife are doing great, blah, blah, blah. Well, he took it as offensive because I was calling him out on his DMs that I got 5 times and blocked me on Twitter. Well, I'm like, so like the whole reason why I'm following him in the first place is because many years ago when he called me weird and scary, he came back in our influencer network and said that he learned that he doesn't know everything. So I made a joke out of it. It was like, does that mean that you regret calling me weird and scary? Ha ha ha. He followed me back. I followed him. We've been following him ever since. But, I have this big, huge network that I don't charge people money for. We've been cultivating this network for years. So there's a lot of people that see value in that network and want to come be a part of it so that they can sell in it or connect with people in there. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what it's for. If you've got something of value to share with the TXNL members, come on, great, lovely. They'd love to have you. You'd have to talk to the execs and the people who are in charge now, because I'm not anymore. And make sure that you're not trying to scam people or rip people off. But other than that, we're not going to be, oh, you can't come over here because, only we're allowed to sell stuff. We don't do that. So, but when you come over here, you can't be coming over here calling people names and condescending people and talking down to people and treating people like they're stupid just because they don't know what you know. We don't allow that from anybody. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be my best friend. I don't care. If you condescend people, I'm going to get on you. Sorry. So if I don't get to do it, then no one else gets to do it. Now, everybody else can do whatever they want to do. People condescend me all the time. Even though I have degrees and securities, series 6 and blah, 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 and I'm the first, whatever, it doesn't matter. People still condescend me. Some people look at my skin color. Some people look at the fact that I'm a woman. Some people look at the fact that I'm younger. Some people it's because I'm autistic. Some people it's because I'm their relative. Whatever. People have their reasons for doing the whole I'm going to look down on this other person or treat them like they don't know as much as I do. And one of the really most amazing quotes in history is the one that says, I'll know how smart a man is by how stupid he thinks I am. And I'm telling y'all right now, for those of you that are in my network, friends, family, connected, extended, you following me, slightly peeking here and there. If you treat me like I'm stupid, then I don't think very highly of your intelligence. Now, I don't automatically not think highly of your intelligence. I treat everyone like they're smart and everyone has value. And certainly everyone knows something that I don't know. But if you come in my face and start talking crazy to me about the things that I'm an expert at, and I know that you don't have a clue, I'm not going to think very highly of your intelligence. I'm going to think that you're more arrogant than you are smart. I'm not going to tell you in your face because that's rude, but I'm just not going to put my value or stock in your intelligence. And I'm not going to unleash you on other people as long as you're condescending people. You cannot talk down to people. I don't care how smart you are. I don't care what you're smart at. You cannot talk down to people. I'm talking down to people right now. Guess what? I'm a talk show host. I got plenty of sarcasm and plenty of jokes. I know how to turn it on. But when I'm doing a training or teaching, or when I'm doing one-on-one coaching with someone, I do not rub in the thing that they're not good enough or not good at, or make them feel like they're not good enough. I'm not going to come to your house like, let's say you're this person and you have this diagnosed illness and you are overweight and you have bronchitis. I'm not going to come to your house and go, ugh, you poor dummy. If you had to listen to me a long time ago, I don't treat people like that. A lot of people do. It's like a normal behavior. A lot of people treat me like that. Oh, I forgot to fill out a form. Oh, well, you dragged your feet and if you had to fill out the form, or, oh, I forgot to make a phone call. It's not okay, you guys, to talk to people like that. And the reason that it's my burden to say this is because even though I don't treat people like that, that's how people treat me that I do. I could say anything. I could say 1 + 1 = 2, and you don't know how to do math. And people will go, ugh, why are you talking to me like I'm stupid? And I never am, because I just don't do that. I don't believe in doing it. I don't feel that way. I feel like this crap is hard. Writing books is hard. Publishing books is hard. Technology is hard. Getting my real estate license was hard. Getting my Series 63 was hard. Being in the Army was hard. All this stuff that I've done, it was hard. And I barely made it through. Like, I was in a class recently and people were treating me like I was a know-it-all, or like, Andrea, everybody's not as smart as you are. Oh, you're too hard on yourself. When I would say something like, because I'm good at making everybody else feel better by saying, y'all don't feel bad, I don't have a clue either. I really don't. I don't downplay my intelligence just to make somebody else feel better. That's fake. If I say I don't have a clue, it's because I don't have a clue. And I don't have a problem telling you that I don't have a clue because I don't know everything. But if I say, oh my God, I don't have a clue either, that was so hard, and you go, oh, girl, please, you're good at everything, you're probably a hater. You probably see me as somebody who knows a lot more than you, or has been a lot of places, or done more than you, or whatever. And you have some animosity towards me because you think that I'm better at whatever thing you are. And in actuality, what you're doing is putting burden on me, putting more stress on me, and not acknowledging my struggles and obstacles that I have to overcome, because hello, I'm autistic. Every learning experience is a struggle for me. Just because I come out on the other side with an A, just because I studied the quiz and you didn't and I got all the answers right, doesn't mean you get to treat me like the material was so much more easy for me than it was for you. But people do it, right? So if I really, really do know the material and I've studied it for years and years and years, and I'm really, really good at it, I'm not going to talk down to you about it. I'm going to help you. But even though that's how I feel, people still take it as though I'm condescending them. So I think that since that's true, I have every right to call out someone else when they're being condescending. I have every right to make sure that the leaders in my network are not condescending. So that's what I did. Okay. So I want to address these things because I'm sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired of looking across social media and looking at people that I've been knowing for like 5, 10, 20 plus years with the same sicknesses over and over and over again. Y'all know I even have friends who like avoid talking to me when they're sick because they don't want me to know that they're sick, because they know that they did something that they shouldn't have did, and they don't want me to know because they're going to treat me like I'm going to talk down to them, even though I'm not. I'm going to say, stay away from dairy and sugar until you're better. But what's wrong with saying that? I didn't say, oh, you're so stupid because I ate it too. That's why I'm telling you. I had cake, I had some chocolate chip cookies, and I had some macaroni and cheese, and I had some stuffing. I had a whole long list of stuff, y'all, that I don't eat. I'm telling you I did. So that when I tell you, stay away from sugar and dairy until you're better, you won't take it like I'm talking down to you. Because I'm not. I'm just reminding you. It's a setup, it's a trick, it's a trap. Everything around us is set up for you to lose when it comes to food and diet. But shame on you if you know me and you've been knowing me for years and you've been hating on me, and now you're sick and overweight. And now you're posting all over your social media that you're on a weight loss challenge, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Not for eating stuff, because like I said, it's a trick. You should be ashamed on yourself for hating on me to that extent, because y'all, I'm special. You guys, I'm special. Maybe when you first met me, I didn't have autism diagnosis, but I went out of my way to get it because I'm sick of this. I'm sick of people treating me like I'm intentionally being mean to them, when in reality, I just don't do social like everybody else does. So I put it out there so that I could write about it. So that's what I'm talking about in this book. I'm talking about, really like getting over it, and, not all these things that I talk about all the time and why I know them. So it's relevant to social media. It's relevant to working out. It's relevant to eating healthy. It's relevant to relationships. It's relevant to dating. It's relevant to everything, you guys. That's why it's not a diet. It's a lifestyle. When you love, live, love, work, love, play, love, then you're automatically going to take good care of your family. You're automatically going to be loving in relationships. You're automatically going to treat your employees well, and et cetera, because love is intertwined into all of those, right? When you're living sugar free, you're not a slave to anything, right? So even though I had some macaroni and cheese, I had some chocolate chip cookies, guess what? As soon as I noticed, it's gone now. As soon as I notice a slight excess buildup, as soon as I notice any kind of, I go, oh, flush water, stop, no. And then the next day someone offers it to you and you say no. Because Andrea said that my illness is caused by dairy and sugar. So now that I feel it coming on, let me stop doing it and drink a whole bunch of water. But if you're not following me, then you won't have that reminder. If you hated on me at some point and muted my notifications, or like I invited you into the Living Sugar Free Sweethearts group because you liked my fan page, because you have to like my fan page and follow me on Twitter if you're going to be in the Living Sugar Free group, right? But because you liked my page and then you blocked all your likes so nobody could see them, and then you unliked my page, and I invited you to the group and you never really accepted, so you've never even seen one post that I posted. Of course you don't have the reminder of how easy it is. I'm the solution. Living sugar free. I am the solution. Hashtag TXNL. We are the solution. Why? Because we're open books, we share, we're social entrepreneurs, and we're willing to take our life experiences and be raw and be real and share them for the good of others. We're not trying to be on the internet looking all perfect, as you can see. I'm not, if you've been watching for the 10 days, then you notice my hairstyle is totally different. You know, you guys, it's just not that serious. I'm sorry. Maybe if we stop trying to be so perfect, then we don't have to watch television and notice every typo or notice every flyaway hair or notice the fact that somebody's roots are showing or whatever. Okay, when I watch TV and somebody's roots are showing, I'm glad because they're not perfect. So why do I have to be perfect? That's how we should look at this thing. You know, the harder you judge other people, the harder you're going to be judged, or at least the harder you feel like you're going to be judged. You're always on the internet critiquing everybody. You're always judging everybody. You're always talking about what somebody else has on. So therefore, you're terrified to get on live video. Why? Because you talk about people like a dog. So you feel like people are going to talk about you like a dog. I got plenty of haters. I got plenty of people who will probably only watch this just to talk about me. That doesn't stop me from doing it. I'm going to do my best. And if they want to talk about me, then oh well, I don't care. I really don't care. If anybody wants to read this book and talk about how horrible it is and whatever, I don't care. It's not a story that I wrote. It's not a fiction story. It's not a scholarly work. It's not anything like that. It's just me exposing my life. What's to not like about that? All you can do is empathize with it, identify with it, and maybe learn something from it. If you choose to judge it, I don't care. And that's where we have to get to. And that's where we have to get to with social media. You guys, why are there people on social media with 200, 300,000, 400, 500,000 followers, 1 million followers, and they haven't tweeted in 6 months? Why did you even set yourself up to have 1 million followers if you knew you weren't going to be consistent? Because you were worried about what people thought and you felt like you needed to have a whole bunch of followers or else you weren't important and you didn't count. We don't have time for that, y'all. There are some just mean and nasty people in this world. Not only that, there are some people who are assigned just to give you a hard time. We don't have time to give that any energy. All we have time to worry about is the people who are paying attention, the people who are learning from us, the people who do need and want our help. That's what we have time to pay attention to. And guess what? Some of those people are going to be hard to deal with. So how are we going to have the energy to deal with the people who do want our attention, who do want to learn from us, if we're too busy running behind folk who aren't paying us any attention? If you've been watching for the whole 10 days, you know the inside scoop on that one. So anyway, yeah, social media. I've seen a lot, you guys. A lot has culminated over these past 10 years. They got this 10-year challenge going around. I'm not doing it. I was going to do it, but I'm not doing it. Because all you have to do is scroll through my social media profile. You can see what I look like 10 years ago, what I look like now. Guess what? I still look the same. My hair is not grayer. My hair was this gray back then. You might have seen me do a movie or something where I had to dye my hair black for the movie, but look at how it turned right back to the color that it is. My hair is not black on the ends and then gray at the roots or anything like that. I could dye my hair tomorrow, and in 2-3 weeks, it's gonna turn looking exactly like this. My mom and my sister and I have a joke where it's like it doesn't matter what my sister and I do to our hair, the color always looks exactly like my mom's. It doesn't matter what I do to my hair, what my sister does to her hair, we show up looking exactly the same. Because what's you and what's supposed to be you is what's going to be you. So like the more time you spend worrying about it, you're like wasting money and wasting time and energy and wasting like brain cells and all of that. I don't have time for that. It's too much of a stressor. I can't get on camera if I'm worried that my hair is not cute enough. And that's why I didn't do it on purpose. Like literally, my hair, the way that I was when I woke up this morning, it was all pulled back in a ponytail, and it had like a little roller in the back of it. And I haven't worn my hair down since I got the little braid things in it. But this is not the hairstyle, you guys, but I just don't care. It's my hair. It's all real. It's all me. You see? It's all my hair. Okay? So if you want to learn how to grow hair like this that you don't have to care about, jump on over to Simply Denise's page and she'll tell you how to grow your hair. Because nobody got time for all of that. We do not have time to spend 3 hours in the mirror and then get on the internet and see how the whole world is going to hell in a handbasket, worried about what the president's doing. Like, really? Y'all are worried about the sky falling and government shutdowns, but I'm supposed to spend 3 hours doing my hair. Seriously, really think that's the best use of my time? It's not. And it's not the best use of your time either. And $800 is not the best use of your money to get a weave. I'm not saying don't get a hair weave, to each his own. That's your business. But why are you paying $800 for it? I mean, unless you just got plenty of money laying around, have at it, great. But if it's tight for you, if you are a government worker, I'm gonna need for you to stop paying $800 for your hair weaves, or 4 even. Budget your money. Matter of fact, let me just say this, because I bite my tongue and y'all don't like me anyway. Why do you have a consistent, steady job that you get paid every week, every other week, every month, or twice a month, and every year there's a threat of a shutdown, and every year the whole world has to go into a panic about how you might not be able to feed your family? When meanwhile, there's still homeless people. There's still veterans that ain't got their check yet. There's still people who were barely making minimum wage, starving to death. But now the whole entire world has to be in an uproar about somebody who has a regular income from the government and benefits that they've been getting, and they get on like clockwork. But because the government shut down for a month or two, now all of a sudden you're going to starve to death? If you just started, I could get that. But if you've been there, you part of the problem. You can read all about how I think you're part of the problem in my book. Because I'm sorry, the same people who are out in the streets picketing and protesting and on social media and making an uproar and the man are the same people who go to work every day and stand in the doggone driver's license office and give you an attitude when you come in there and make you stand in line forever. And then if they shut down while you standing in line, oh well, put the sign up and we're closed for the day, come back tomorrow, and they don't care how it affects people. Sorry, budget your money better. Nobody cared when the government, I worked for the government before. I did taught some Zumba classes for a community government, or excuse me, a county government. And nobody cared when they didn't give me my check. Y'all, it happens. Sometimes we don't get paid. Oh, but if you work for the government and you have friends who are entrepreneurs and you're always tisk, shaking your head at them, telling them how they need to get a regular job, maybe this is the time for you to regroup and rethink how you've been treating that person. It all happens for a reason. Everything that happens to all of us happens for a reason. It's not different just because you're a government worker. This is good for you too. Everything that entrepreneurs talk about all the time, guess what? We tell entrepreneurs, you want to start a business, great. You're going to have to budget your money because sometimes the check is not going to come. Guess what? That goes for you too if you're a government worker. Sometimes the check might not come. What you going to do then? You living paycheck to paycheck? Is that the president's fault that you're living paycheck to paycheck? It's not. It's not. And I know Christmas just passed, and I know that most people spent all their money at Christmas time buying their kids toys that they didn't need. And now there's government shutdown and you freaking out and want to roast the president and string him up and burn him at the stake. Y'all stop it. If you need to go learn some more about compassion, please do check out my friend Greta's show, Greta Von Kirschman. She is on a show called Earthling Conversations. You can find her on YouTube. You can also find her on Facebook. You can certainly go to my page and go to TX Now and follow and check that out. But you guys, we went in on compassion. If you don't care, then I'm not talking to you. But if you care, if you want to live better, if you want to be happier, if you want to do more, you need to go check that out, you guys, because this whole compassion thing makes my stomach hurt. I don't even like talking about it because I see too much. I see too much about how the very people that are jumping up and down, shouting love and light and peace and love and all of that are haters. That's your brand. You're selling love and light, but you're a hater because you're mean to me and I didn't do nothing to you. I see you. I shouldn't have to explain to you that I'm autistic or, that I've been in, whatever, all the things we talked about yesterday. My brother-in-law shouldn't have to tell you that he was in jail for a crime he didn't commit for you to show him some compassion. He shouldn't have to tell you that. Somebody shouldn't have to tell you that they were abused for you to show them some compassion. What is it about me and the way that I look that I don't deserve your compassion, that I have to tell you I'm autistic for you to feel stupid about being nasty to me? What is that? I need for y'all to think about it because it's too many of y'all. I'm not talking about just the masses. I'm talking about influencers and leaders and teachers and coaches and consultants and celebrities and politicians and comedians and models and event coordinators and all these people that I know, been knowing for 20 plus years, helped y'all, helped serve in your business, helped you design your website, came to your event when nobody else showed up, showed you how to do your thing, got your back when nobody else did, and you don't have time to click like and share or say congratulations. Y'all are some haters. I need to know what that is. I need to know what it is that makes you determine when you're going to give somebody compassion, because I've been in situations before where something happened and somebody will be quick to be like, don't say that, that's mean. But you're mean and nasty to me all the time. What is that? What makes you determine that one person deserves compassion and another person doesn't? What is that? Because I give compassion to everybody, because if I didn't, I wouldn't still be following all of y'all. I wouldn't still click like on your page, even though you act like you don't know me and we've been knowing each other for 20 years. I wouldn't still share your thing or say congratulations if I didn't give all of y'all compassion. Do you know why I give all of y'all compassion? Because I know that the only reason that you're like that is because somebody else did something to you. I know that. I know that people are nasty and this world is hard and everybody has a story that they've been through that nobody else understands. And maybe you haven't gotten the courage to share yours yet. Maybe you feel like it's nobody's business or whatever, but everybody has been through something, all the way up to Donald Trump, Hitler, Genghis Khan, whoever y'all want to come up with, whatever person in history that y'all feel like doesn't deserve compassion and forgiveness, they've been through something too. And maybe whatever they went through was worse than what you're going through while you're over here hating on me. You're famous and you got thousands of followers, but somebody that you've been knowing for 20 years that's never done anything to you and has only ever tried to help you, you can't share their posts just to try to help put them on. So that's why I'm kind of talking to everybody right now, guys. I have a huge network. I have a huge following. And I might not always talk, but I always look and I see and I watch. And it's just a lot of stuff that I'm seeing. And I just think that the bottom root cause of all of it is we're caught up. We're caught up in makeup, and we're caught up in fashion, and we're caught up in television shows, and we're caught up in me and mine, and we're just caught up. And it's like, if you're caught up, that's okay, but don't be caught up and then tomorrow rant and rave about some social atrocity and blame it on the president. No, you no, you take responsibility and say, maybe I need to stop being caught up and do more. You can't do more and be caught up. Your brand can be about fashion. Your brand can be about makeup. Your brand can be about hair weave, and you can still serve the community. That's not what I mean. I'm talking about if you're caught up and consumed in the things of this world that really are disposable luxuries that don't really serve to elevate anyone. Yeah, we can argue this all day, you guys. Yeah, there's some woman and she had some disease and her hair fell out. And, because of that, her self esteem is that she's been depressed. And then you went and you gave her a hair weave and now she feels better about herself. Well, that's great. But I would have tried to help lady feel better about herself bald headed. I'm not saying don't give her the hair weave. I'm just saying that if you give her the hair weave and you don't address this, then what happened when she can't afford the hair weave no more? Or when the government bans the synthetic material that you're, whatever, anything can happen, y'all. So if you don't address the root issue, then how are you really helping the person? You putting a band-aid on it and you making yourself feel better like you did something. But then the people that are actually trying to help that person at a deeper level, you're not paying no attention to them. If you're not part of this help, then why can't you at least share it? Because then you can go over there and be caught up in hair weaves and makeup. And let the people who are talking about changing lives change lives in your network. You caught up in celebrity parties and glitz and bling and blah, blah, blah. And that's great. I go to them. I got a lot of friends who do that, y'all. I love it. Wonderful. But if that's all you do, I'm talking to you. Read the book. Find out if you're in it. If you know me, you really need to read this and find out if you're in it. Because I probably did talk about you. And you know if I'm talking about you. Don't tell nobody because they don't know because I didn't say your name. But you can probably read the story. I don't care who you are. You might be on TV every day. You might be a politician. You might be somebody in our network that everybody knows. You might want to read this and see if I talked about you. Because it's helpful. No matter what you did to me, no matter how big the harm or devastation that you may have caused me, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at you. But you are absolutely part of the problem. Especially if there are people who are doing great things and trying to help others and you're sabotaging them or hating on them or in any way bringing negativity into their life. Don't you realize you're hindering them from helping others just because you hate? I'm gonna need for y'all to start thinking about these things. And you already mad at me. You already ignoring me. You already not paying attention. So I might as well just go all the way in on y'all because it's disgusting. I'm gonna tell you. The reason that all the people voted for Donald Trump that voted for him is because y'all are nasty. The very thing somebody's gonna do, if you call them stupid and oh, you so dumb, why would you vote for him? You must that they're gonna vote for him because they're tired of people like y'all judging them and making them feel like they don't have their own mind. Congratulations. Y'all caused that. Congratulations. And I'm saying y'all because I know that the vast majority of my audience is probably like Democrat, whatever. But I do have a lot of friends who are Republicans. I got a whole lot of hillbilly friends, backwoods, gun-toting country folk that are friends. Why? Because I'm telling the truth and they're sick of y'all. Sick of church folk. Sick of black folk crying about something when nobody didn't do nothing to them. Sick of women with these ridiculous hats talking about the man who are privileged, by the way, privileged women at that, okay? Rioting in the streets. If you're privileged and you got plenty of money, why are you using your resources causing people who don't have no job to be out in the streets picketing and rioting? Guys, there's a better way. But when you're caught up in your own little comfortability and your luxuries and your clubs and being seen and going to the mall and getting your hair done, you don't have time for such masterminding. You don't have time to sit around with people and actually ask the people who are being impacted, like me. In case you haven't noticed, I'm a Black female. Okay. In case you haven't noticed, I'm also autistic. In case you haven't noticed, I'm also a veteran. So I am the very person, and that's what's crazy about it. I'm the very person that most people are on television and in the streets rioting and picketing about. However, those very people who are on the internet and social media blaming the president hate on me. You keeping me at a long arm's distance. So you on the internet and on TV tell everybody, oh, it's so wrong. Oh, the president. Oh, we got to help these people. But meanwhile, because you're connected to me, you had the opportunity to help me by just hitting share or offering a kind word, but you too busy hating on me to do it. Who deserves your compassion? Who, if not me? If I did something to you that's so horrible that I don't deserve your compassion, please, by all means, send me a message, post it in the chat, tell the whole world so I can apologize. Because trust me when I say, if there's anyone that I have ever done anything that horrible to, I am not aware of it. Okay. Usually haterade is unjustified. Usually you're hating on somebody because you're mad because of what they got or what you think they got, or because they won't pay attention to you, or because they won't be your friend, or because they seem smarter than you, or because you think or whatever. It's not justified. It's not because of anything that anybody has done to anybody. It's just an internal anger, frustration. You guys know that if we could eliminate hate, we would also eliminate racism and sexism and all that, right? Because you do realize that hate is always going to find an avenue. If you're mad and angry looking for somebody to blame, it's easy for you to blame a black person or a white person or a woman or a man. You need an excuse. If you're looking for a reason to be angry and bitter, if you're still holding grudges from your childhood, if you're still mad about what someone did to you, then it's easy for you to get on the internet and rant and rave and wish death on the president. You're a hater. I know this is hard, y'all, and I know you don't want to hear it. But you guys, all humans are haters to a certain extent. You just have to fight it. You walking down the mall and you see something you want, or somebody shows up and they have something you've been wanting forever. You've been wanting this thing forever. And a friend of yours shows up with it. Your first inclination, if you're honest, is, oh, I wanted that thing. But then you have to go, oh my God, I'm so happy for my friend. You don't stay there in that, oh, I wanted it, and then move on to, well, why them instead of me? Well, it's not fair. It's like all of that breeds like jealousy, breeds haterade, and manifests itself as racism, sexism, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's none of it is real. Racism, who deserves your compassion? Is it only other people that look like you? So like if I'm in a situation with a white female, for example, and you walk up on the situation and we're having a conflict, are you going to assume that she's in the right? No matter what happened, you didn't even see what happened, but just because you hear raised voices, are you going to assume that she's in the right? Or I'm having a conflict with a black male and you walk up and voices are raised. Are you going to assume that he's right because you think Andrea is always, making somebody angry? Are you just going to assume that he's right? You guys, that's not compassion. 9 out of 10 times in a situation like that, because this is the story of my life, you guys, I'm always getting blindsided. Somebody is always angry at me, and it's been that way since I was a child. That's what most of y'all don't know. I've been dealing with haterade. So guess what I've learned how to do? Show more compassion. Even though you're being nasty to me, you're bullying me, I didn't do nothing to you, you're talking crazy to me, I see it because I've made a conscious decision to exercise compassion. So I bite my tongue extra hard. I let you talk extra more. I let you cut me off several times. I don't say nothing. I don't say nothing. And then when I address it, usually the other person flips out and acts like I just cussed them out. When in reality, I remember the whole entire conversation from start to finish, because even though you're angry, I'm not angry. But then the third party walks up, and just because you have decided something about me in your mind, you just assume that the white lady is in the right, or you just assume that the black man is in the right. Y'all, I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it. Y'all are nasty to each other, and y'all are nasty to me. Period. End of conversation. Point blank. End of discussion. Random strangers are nasty to me. An attorney, you guys, told me I was sucking all the life out of the room. You would think that I was talking loud and taking over the conversation, but I wasn't. I just happened to be the only person in the room who is experienced in the topic that we were talking about. We're talking about real estate. I got a real estate license. I know what the laws are. I stayed up all night studying them. So if there's a scenario that some people are involved in and I'm giving you the play-by-play, why would you tell me I was sucking all the life out of the room? Oh, I know why. Because you're in cahoots with the people who did the fraud, and you actually just want to throw me off. So when people are in situation, you have to realize this. If you experience life as I do, you have to realize that's why you can't get mad. That's why you have to give compassion. Because usually when somebody comes at you like that, there's a lie involved. It don't have nothing to do with you. So if you take everything as your flesh and what people are saying to you and how they react to you, and that's your only reality, you're going to miss a lot. You see, so I found out a lot of stuff just by how people treat me. Why are you so angry at me? I didn't do nothing to you. I don't even know you. I just met you. Why are you so angry at me? Again, racism is not real. Okay. Oh, because you're in cahoots. You're part of the fraud, and I'm exposing you. You guys, have you ever been around somebody who was telling a lie, and in your mind, you felt like you kind of knew that they were lying, but you weren't even going to call them out on it? You're just being yourself, and they flip out on you. It's because your presence is offensive to them because they know they're lying and you're a truth teller. So they're going to make you the scapegoat. Y'all, that happens to me all the time. So I know when you're hating on me and being mean, trying to put me down, call me out my name, make me feel less than the person, that in reality, you're trying to distract the situation because I'm a threat to you because I'm a truth teller. It's very dangerous for y'all to let autistic people get to this point. So I suggest if you got somebody autistic in your life, stop making them the scapegoat. Stop making it about their autism. Stop acting like you can't stand them because of how they talk. Most autistic people are very genuine. They can't help it. So you look like an idiot. Don't let them get with me. Don't let them get with me and then I tell them that it's not them, it's you. I'm just saying, you guys. Social media has turned into, oh, Jesus. I don't even tell people I'm a social media influencer anymore because it's embarrassing. Social media has turned into basically exactly what our society is right now. I don't know what happened to the whole social media influence. Oh, we're going to tell the truth and do the right thing and not let people. I don't know what happened to all that, y'all. I guess when the trust networks shut down and all of the people who were found in the trust networks jumped ship and jumped over to cryptocurrency. They should have merged the two together because then we could have this currency building and then we would have a network of people making sure that people aren't ripping each other off. But as it stands, you got people who founded cryptocurrency companies and now they're at each other's throats arguing, talking about they stole the company from us. Well, what happened to all the little people who invested their money? Y'all don't care about that. Y'all just worried about your fame and your glory and throwing mud at each other in public. Just saying, you guys. So yeah, get my book. It's called Living Sugar Free Revealed. If you go back and watch episode 1 through 9, you will see where I talked about everything in here, how you can dot your I's and cross your T's and not end up being at the mercy of, a broken system or a bad employee or a hater or whatever. But with that said, after you read this, come back and watch this video because I want every single person, whether you are a living sugar-free sweetheart, whether you read the book, whether you agree with me, whether you've been following me for 10 years, whether you think I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread, or whether I'm your nemesis. I want everybody to go watch Greta's show and learn a thing or two about compassion. You guys, I didn't just wake up angry. I didn't just wake up on the wrong side of the bed and decide to rant and rave. No, I did a show with some people yesterday about compassion. And as I'm doing this show, I almost can't even talk about it because I can't have conversations about stuff without being honest. And when I sit back and think about it, I have to wonder who 99% of the world of people decide who they show compassion to, because I am sick to death of being made the scapegoat for normal, high thinking, high functioning, intelligent, wealthy, successful people. Like, who do you show compassion to? While you ranting and raving on the internet about the man and the president, who that happened, and why do government workers need y'all to take up a collection when there's veterans and people on the street that's been starving forever? Who do you decide needs your compassion? Because see, my friends and my family, they're more social than I am. You see, I have this weird thing going on in my brain where I can't help it but to just look at things for how they are. So usually in a situation, even when we're dealing with a person, like we're dealing with an intern or a mentee or something, and the person, just can't seem to get it right. And they come up with 50, 20 million ways to help the person get it right. I'm the person who's liable to say, that's because they're full of crap. You're harboring animosity towards all of us, if not just me. You're jealous because you feel like you can't be one of the bosses. You're angry because you feel like people always have to teach you something. And when am I going to get to be the teacher? Perfect example. If you're in a circle and they say that if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to find another room. So you should be the person in the room always getting coached if you're doing that. But if you're the person in the room always getting coached and you're around a whole bunch of really, really smart, intelligent people who have done a lot of amazing stuff and you seem to be stuck, but then you also keep putting your foot in your mouth and people always have to coach you. Why would you be jealous of that? Why would you be angry and all of a sudden feel like, I want to be the coach now? We all learn from each other. No, we don't. No. because you're not the first person that I've ever had to be patient like this with. So I'm really not even learning patience from you. Even though we say that jokingly, I'm really not even learning patience from you, because if I didn't already have patience, I'd have cussed you out a long time ago. And all of these people who seem to struggle so hard to get the basic truths that we're teaching is because you don't want to. It's because you're holding more onto your attitude than you are onto growing and learning. That's why a lot of people in social media, people who are influencers I've been knowing for years and years, y'all don't like me because I tell the truth too much, and you don't want me getting to the root of what the issue is, because it's easier to talk all fluffy and around the subject and act like you don't have no responsibility in it. I'm sick of it. Y'all getting on my nerves. I'm tired. I don't have the energy to be fake with y'all. So I'm not. That's why I don't get on video a lot, because I know y'all don't want to hear all this, but you need it. You need it. Why do I have to deal with politicians and pretend like they weren't nasty to me behind closed doors? I'm not doing that. So chances are, if you was nasty to me behind closed doors, you best to find a way to apologize before inviting me to your event, because I'm not as graceful and classy as my sister is. I'm not coming, because I know me, A, and B, I'm not a hater and I'm not a saboteur and I'm not trying to sabotage you. So I'm not trying to show up at your event and take the microphone and tell everybody what you did, even though I probably should. I'm not doing that to you, but I'm not going to be fake with you either. I'm not coming to your event. I'm not sharing your stuff. If you hating on people, if I know you stole money from people and now you're selling something else, I'm not sharing it. I'm not following you. If you've called me names behind closed doors, I'm not going to get on social media and start sharing your stuff. I ain't got no apology yet. And don't get it twisted. I'm not holding my breath for an apology from anybody. Okay. Go on over to TXNL, fill out your application, get with the TXNL execs, and get active and get busy and help somebody. Don't even give me a second thought. You don't have to apologize to me. I could care less. That's for your soul, your spirit, and your benefit. If you are still holding animosity towards this little black girl over here, something is seriously wrong with you, and you need to get it together. And you're never going to be successful, truly successful, until you get that right, because I haven't done anything to you. That's why I can talk about this, because there are, guys, like, I've got thousands of followers already, but the hundreds of thousands that I don't have is because I was unwilling to pay for the fake followers, and the thousands of influential people that I know are haters. You're either a hater in that I said something true that threatened your comfortability and your image, or you're a hater in that you're afraid that I'm going to take over your shine. I actually had somebody, one of the people that I know who's a celebrity and on television, actually said that to me one time. She was like, if I give that person your phone number, then they're going to call you instead of me. Okay, well, first of all, I'm not going to let them do that. And that's just where, everybody's not like that. Some people will let you, okay, you're going to be on a TV show, and yeah, I could be on a TV show, but I don't want to do that all the time. I'm not an actress. I do background acting because it's fun. Okay. But let's just say you're an actress and there's a big TV show and you have them call me to do the social media. I'm going to do the social media. And even though I show up looking real cute and they hear how I talk and maybe they're like, oh, we want you to get in the scene. That's not what I want to do. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's not what I do. I don't just take every opportunity that comes along just because I'm thirsty or just because I'm trying to sabotage what you're doing. We don't roll like that. So you don't have to not put me on because you're afraid that I'm going to take whatever it is you're doing. Now, if you stole my thing, if you came over here and worked with me and then thought you were going to duplicate everything I was doing and now you got something going on and you don't want to put me on, then that's on you. I don't know what to tell you. But you guys, we got to get it together on this. I can't sit back and keep watching y'all hate on the people that you know personally, everyday people on the street, and then let y'all go on and on Twitter and Facebook talking about how the president is the devil. He's no worse than you are. He's not. Most humans will sell their grandmother out for $1 if given half the chance. Most humans lack integrity unless they go out of their way not to. Most humans are going to protect and cover their own selves unless unless they're going out of their way not to. And if you're going out of your way not to, then that means, you pray, you meditate, you study, you research, you listen to the great thinkers, you follow, and you do everything that you can to beat that, that flesh, that selfish side that man has, You go out of your way. You wake up in the morning and you decide that. And if you're not doing that, you're a hater. And then you get on the internet and talk about the president like a dog, like you're different than him, and you're not different than Donald Trump. You're not. He just happens to be the president. He just got a lot of money. You're jealous because he got all that money. Stop it. It's disgusting, y'all. It is disgusting to see someone be nasty to someone for no reason and not show any compassion towards them. And I'm Black, I'm a female, I'm a veteran, and I'm autistic, and I got PTSD. I served my country, and you don't have no compassion for me, but you acting like the president of the United States is supposed to care about every Black person on the street. Why should he? We're not in his family. He just like y'all. He take care of him and his, and he do whatever he can do to make a buck. That's how you are. And if you're not, hit share. I dare you. Subscribe, click like. If you can't click share and click like on my video, if you can't tell a friend, because I don't care what you think, my stuff is good. I'm telling the truth. I help people. I change lives. I've been doing it well over 10 years, long before I was on the internet. So if you can't click like, if you can't click share, you're a hater. And you need to stop talking about Donald Trump because he deserves compassion too. And while I'm at it, there are some celebrities that I used to really like and follow, and I don't follow them anymore because you don't get to have millions of dollars and then get on TV and the internet and try to stir up people who are broke. Like, why don't you go around your Hollywood network friends and have a meeting and all y'all get together and decide what you're going to do and how you're going to change this foolishness? Stop getting on the internet stirring up people who don't have no money. Yeah. Just so you can get a whole bunch of likes and be trending on Twitter. You guys, Donald Trump is a human being. What human being don't deserve compassion? If you find out next week that he's autistic, or if you find out next week that he was molested as a child, is it going to change how you feel about him? I wonder. If he died tomorrow, if he committed suicide, would you feel any type of way about wishing death on him? Or is it just convenient? It's convenient for us to make it about the president and the man and the government and broken systems because then we don't have to do anything. Then we don't have to treat the next man fairly. Guess what? I started a nonprofit network, and my nonprofit network has a whole bunch of social entrepreneurs and people who are, their whole purpose in life is to help others. Not only do they have businesses and jobs, but they do stuff in the community. So guess what? When you help me, you're helping thousands of people because I give freely to all of those people. And when you hate on me, you hating on thousands. So by helping me, by helping TXNL, by getting involved in TXNL, don't you think you would be single-handedly countering anything that you feel like the government is doing wrong right now? But you still can't click like, you still can't click share. You still sitting right there acting like you didn't even see this video. I'm sorry to blindside y'all after the years, after like 7 years and allowing people to get good and comfortable and deciding that they didn't like me. I've been called a bitch, you guys, on the internet in a public group by internet influencers. They put it right there in the group for everybody to see. Y'all, like hundreds of people saw it. Anybody who knows me across social media influence can probably tell you the story. It really, truly happened. And one of our good friends who's no longer with us, Florinel Nicolai, God rest his soul. And William Spicer, he's another one. Jim Douglas. These are the guys who stood up for me when all that was going on, y'all. You guys, they were mean to me in the early days of social media. That's why I'm not over there more. That's why I don't have more followers and I'm not involved in all, because they were mean to me. They called me names. They used to intentionally leave me out of stuff. Like I would go, I would have an idea and I would help everybody do something with a website and be like, oh, we should do this. And then everybody would jump on the bandwagon and we'd start doing it. And then it would do well. And they'd be like, okay, we're going to put all the influencers on the front page. who wants to be on there? Okay, we're going to put this person and this person. And Florina would be like, how y'all leave Andre off there? And it was her idea in the first place. I'm sorry to blindside all of y'all and tell y'all after the fact that I'm autistic. But the way that I see y'all talking about autism and autistic people, and some of y'all got autistic kids, shame on you for planting seeds in the world that your autistic child has to grow up and live through the same pain that I did because of how you treat me. But why should I have to tell you I'm autistic for you to not be nasty to me? I haven't done nothing to y'all. I didn't do nothing to y'all then. Maybe I didn't say it the right way. I don't know what the right way is. All I can do is be honest and be loving. If you're having a bad day and it doesn't look like I'm being loving to you that day, that is not an excuse for you to call me names or be mean to me or all of a sudden act like I'm a horrible person. I have given nobody any reason to do that. And shame on you. And I'm just letting you know, if you're sick right now, you got bronchitis and upper respiratory infection, you brought that on yourself because you chose to ignore the one person that's her brand and she's been talking about it for 10 years. Chances are anybody across social media right now that's sick, that's connected to me, they're a hater. Because all the people who are connected to me closely aren't sick. They don't all not eat cheese and dairy, but they know to keep their eye on it because that's what I talk about all the time. But if you don't have the luxury of being close to me, you don't hear me talk about it all the time. So you just swilling cheese and dairy left and right. And you can't figure out why you sick. By the way, Facebook just released something where now you can see in your groups, all the people who are in your group, if they've never participated, if they never accepted your invite, it moved them to another list. So now I get to look back and see all the people who I thought were living sugar-free sweethearts, but aren't paying no attention at all. And my mind was blown. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. I didn't wake up mad. I'm not mad now. But that was one of the things I did before I got on here. I saw that. Then I thought about the conversation we had yesterday, and I was like, you know what? People decide who they're going to give compassion to. And so when you read my book, I'm going to beat you all upside your head about your part, what you're responsible for doing on your job every day, what you're responsible for doing in your life, and how you can be the change and stop blaming presidents and politicians. Nobody has any questions for me. I'm checking my chat box. You guys, everything that we've talked about over the past 10 days is a culmination. I don't know what else I could tell y'all. Get the book. If y'all have some questions for me after that, then I'll come back and I'll do a recap. But like I said, I don't know stuff is rocket science until people ask me. So I thought about some of the banking things. I thought about some of the real estate things, even hair, fashion, little tricks, tips, whatever. If there's anything else, y'all just let me know. But if you hating, then you can't ask a question. So I don't know what to tell y'all. Good luck with that. I'm going to be all right. Because where I'm supposed to go, I'm going. I don't need you to get there. I'd like you to go with me. I'd like to help you get where you're going. I'd like us to all go together on one accord and in love and happy. But I ain't dragging you and I ain't finna beg you for nothing. I'm just gonna call you out and let you know that if you can't click like and you can't click share, even though you know this is a good word, you are a hater and shame on you. If I've ever helped you with anything and you act like you don't see me over here, blood, sweat, and tears trying to change the world, shame on you. I'm not calling no names because it's too many of y'all. If you knew me back in the day and I gave you a place to live and now you're on famous and on TV, shame on you. Because it's not for me. We helping other people and we changing lives and they need us. So shame on you for having me over here scraping and scrounging and doing it by myself. Who deserves your compassion? The girl who seems like everything is okay and I don't complain about everything and, I don't always cry about my problems and I'm always like, well, let's pick it up and keep it moving and go help the next man. I don't deserve your compassion, huh? Because I make it look too easy. Is that what it is? I got to get on here crying and snotting for y'all to give me some compassion. I don't know what it is. I don't know what to tell y'all. If you have an answer for why you have a hard time showing compassion to the likes of me, please do. Post it in the chat. Send me a message. Send me an email. Write me a letter, essay, dissertation, whatever it is. I would like to know because I have not gotten down to that yet. Only thing I got is that it's some haterade. And why in the world you be jealous of me? I don't know. But I do know, I do understand where jealousy comes from. I just need you to understand that you can have thick, natural hair if you want to. I'll show you how to twist it. It ain't even twisted up all the way yet. You can have guns like this if you want to. I don't know what else. What else? I don't know. My skin. I do have pretty skin. I know because people tell me all the time. But there's things we use. There's natural stuff that we use to even out our skin tone. I sunbathe. I ain't scared of the sun. What else? I study hard. I'm not smarter than everybody else. When I'm taking a class or I need to, learn something, I stay up all night studying it. You can study hard too. My ring, oh no, that's not a 5,000 dollar ring. It's an heirloom. It was given to me by my mother. But B, it's sterling silver, you guys. This is sterling silver. I've been wearing it forever, you guys. My watch came from my grandma, you guys. Anything nice I had back in the day when I was a banker and all that, it's gone. I sold it. And whatever I didn't sell, I lost in the fire. So what are you jealous of me for? I don't know. Who deserves your compassion? Because I called you out one time and embarrassed you and hurt your ego. I'm gonna need for you to lean into that pain. Because the more you enjoy having your ego bruised and beaten up, the better you will be as a human being. Lean into that pain. Every time somebody bruises your ego, check yourself and be like, what is that? What is that in me that even caused me to get attitude? Guys, there was a lady outside her car screaming and hollering at me. She followed me all over the city. Y'all know what road rage is? If you don't know what road rage is, I'm gonna suggest you look it up, because if not, you're gonna get caught in it. You do not get to follow people. You do not get to get out of your car and scream and holler at somebody because you're angry about what they did in traffic. And if you do, you will go to jail, and it is a felony. I'm an infantry soldier, you guys. If I beat somebody up and hurt them, I will go to jail, and I'll be in trouble really bad, because when you have certain fighting skills, you're not allowed to just go around fighting. I might be little, but step to me if you want to, you guys. So I don't walk around life looking for people to beat up. My first instinct when somebody gets in my face is not to beat them up. Like, almost if you put your hands on me, I'm going to put hands on you, but I'm still not going to beat you up. Like, you have to have a lot of anger in you. I know people who've been in situations. Somebody recently, the person was hitting them, and they act like it's a badge of honor that they finally grabbed the person and pushed them down on the floor, but then they started hitting the person back. That's not a badge of honor that you hit your mama. Like, you got some built up animosity and anger, because if not, it wouldn't have came out. I don't have no built up animosity and anger. So if you start hitting me and I can physically restrain you, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna restrain you until the police come. I've done it before. You can ask people. Somebody twice my size. So that's not my first instinct when this privileged, wealthy, nice car driving, dressed all in okay, you guys, when have you ever seen somebody wearing a whole outfit full of camel color if they don't have money? You don't do that. You don't wear all white or all camel if you don't have no money. Okay, so you dressed all dripping, all dressed all nice, she la la, and you followed me all over the city to pull up behind me and block me in my car just to yell at me because I cut you off. And then lied and said I almost ran over a child. Now, if you don't know me, then you don't know that I'm a very good driver. I learned how to drive in Texas, and in Texas, they say drive friendly. That means we do things like pull off the road if we're not going fast enough for people. I don't drive crazy. I've had 2 tickets in my whole entire life, and neither one of them were deserved. Okay? Police officers make mistakes. Okay? So I didn't cut this lady off. She was sitting still. The person in front of her was sitting still. The person in front of her was turned and left. She decided not to go around them, even though there was plenty of room. The street is like wide enough for like 6 cars. So I went around both of them, and she got mad and laid on her horn at me and followed me all the way where I was going to pull up behind me so I couldn't move my car. Now you're accosting me. Okay. You're holding me hostage, and you're out of your car, so you can't move, so that you can stand there and scream at me. I had my phone out, and I was telling the lady, I was like, you got the wrong one. You don't know who you messing with. That didn't scare her. It didn't make her stop and think, dang, I shouldn't go around doing this because I could get shot, because that's the whole reason road rage is what it is. But she didn't know what I was talking about. She didn't know that I'm quick to have a white lady thrown in jail. Why? Because you act like you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it looks like on the inside of a jail cell, and you don't know that you can't go around attacking people and assaulting people. You privileged, so you don't know. Most people who are Black know better, unless they're just crazy. But most people who are Black know that when they pull up on somebody and assault somebody, chances are you're going to jail. Most Black people know that, y'all. Well, if you're white and you think you got to tell me, because some people did, if you're white and you think you got to tell me not to hit somebody because I might go to jail, You think I'm stupid. I did not get to be 40 years old not knowing that somebody would love to have me locked up, you guys. I've been thrown in jail when I wasn't even doing nothing wrong. So no, Black people are not stupid like that to not know that we go to jail for putting our hands on people. Matter of fact, if I had been the one standing outside the car, I would have been in jail. Okay. So I got my phone out. I'm telling this lady, I'm threatening her to let her know that she's about to meet the inside of a jail cell. You guys, she was standing there screaming at me for so long that my sister and brother-in-law had to come out the house. Now, again, I shouldn't have to tell you that I'm autistic and subject to a meltdown for you to not have to treat me like that. I shouldn't have to point out that I'm the victim in that situation. And I certainly shouldn't have to tell nobody that I'm smart enough not to get out my car and beat the lady up, especially when you see me sitting in my car and I'm still in my car and the lady is standing there screaming at me. You think I need you to tell me don't hit the lady because I'll go to jail? I don't need you telling me that. I know better. Okay? I'm going to need for y'all to learn better. Because just because you're not Black and doesn't mean that you could easily get thrown in jail, doesn't mean that you don't need to learn some of the Aspie secrets and the things that I've learned, because I will be subject to thrown in jail. I will be subject to get fired when I wasn't even doing anything just because somebody else was disrespecting me. That is real. I'm not downplaying any of the experiences that happen to Black people or Black women or anything. It's not real. I'm just saying we're not going to go around crying about it. But if you're not Black and you can't relate, how dare you minimize it? You're a jackass. So I'm just saying, who deserves your compassion? Do only homeless people deserve your compassion? Do only autistic people who totally can't function at all deserve your compassion? Do only hungry white people deserve your compassion? Do only Black men who have been like totally ruined their lives and now they're alcoholics and don't have nowhere to live or either went to jail, only they deserve your compassion? Black women who have managed to stay out of jail and get good jobs and try to start businesses don't deserve your compassion, huh? But y'all want Donald Trump to have some, though. I'm just saying. Please get the book. Not for me, but for you. Living Sugar Free Revealed. I'll be rolling out another one soon. It's not going to be the same type of book. I'm actually just writing a fictional story about something, but I am going to spin off some stories out of here because some people were like, you didn't tell the part about, well, it's too much, y'all. I can't tell everything. It would have been 800 pages, probably more than that. So another one is going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. And I'm going to do my Andrea in the Morning show regularly if y'all can stand it. Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. I'm just saying, y'all, I can't take all of this ranting and raving and hooping and hollering about stuff like it's something else when it's really just this. You got to care about the next man. And it don't matter what they look like. It doesn't matter what they're doing. I don't understand what this thing is about acting like all white men are the devil. What is that? Y'all are stupid when you act like that. No, they got issues just like we got issues. They've been abused just like we've been abused. I'm not saying Donald Trump's not an asshole. Just saying he's a human being and he deserves compassion. He's no different than any boss I've ever had. Any white man that I've ever worked for in the history of my work career is Donald Trump exactly. I know some of them right now who, if they don't watch themselves, they say things that to them is no big deal. But to me, I'm like, this dumbass just say that. That's right. You don't get to say things like that. But if we don't educate people who don't look like us and who are different than us, then who is going to? We just gonna be mad because they think the way they think and we're not gonna try to educate them. But what you're not gonna do is get an attitude with me when I try to educate you. That's what you're gonna not do. If you're not autistic, you don't get an attitude when I try to explain something about autism. If you're not Black, you don't get an attitude when I explain something about being Black. If you're not a woman, Black men, you don't get to get an attitude when I'm trying to explain to you how you're regularly disrespecting Black women. If it's not you and you haven't walked in those shoes, shut up when somebody's trying to explain to you the offense that you've caused. Shut up. Your ego is too big if you can't stand to listen to it. Like, oh, you're perfect. You never make mistakes. You never accidentally offend somebody. Really? Oh, so it's just me. Everything I say is offensive. I'm always talking too loud. I'm always pissing people off. But you can never do it, huh? Because you're not autistic. It's just y'all, it's a hot mess and y'all need to stop. That's why I called the book Ask Me Secrets, because these are basic truths I've had to learn all my entire life. Nobody cares that I'm autistic and therefore I have a messed up sense of volume and emotions and when people are upset and when they're not and when we're talking too loud. Nobody cares. You'll still cuss me out like I was just being nasty to you. But when you're being nasty and somebody calls you out for it, you don't want to hear it. Just saying. Who deserves your compassion? So yeah, if you haven't seen it, go watch that show. That's all the time I have today. I am Andrea Raquel, the Sugar Free Coach, and you are watching Andrea in the Morning. I want to direct you to a few places. Please first check out bettermeinc.org. That is our not-for-profit organization. You can become an active member. You can also become a TXNL exec, and you can also get client services from our executives that are a part of TXNL. Oh my goodness. From coaching to business consulting and management to IT services and all kinds of stuff. You can get all of that. Hi. You can get all of that on there, and just by going to Better Me Inc., checking out who the different executives are. If you're a member, then you're going to automatically get some of the benefits and services. Okay, so after you go to bettermeinc.org, then just click on all the links at the bottom. You'll eventually end up at my website anyway, but definitely check out all the executives, see if there's anybody there that you can benefit from their services. It doesn't make sense for you to keep, oh, you want to get a referral. Well, that's a whole list of referrals right there for you. Get involved. Definitely follow all around social media. Some of y'all social media is just like dead and sparse, and I just don't get it. I know people die and people get sick and people fall off and all that kind of stuff, but let's stay connected, because if you're on the other side of the world, nobody knows what's going on with you. Nobody knows how to help you or when you need something or whatever if you're just absent. So let's